So Odd started out as an improvisation. As I often do many of my songs, I often improvise my songs melodically and lyrically. For So Odd, I just remember being really connected and very in tune with what I was playing, the melody that I was playing, and the course of the inflections of the messages that I was relaying lyrically. I remember it feeling like being on a trolley or a slow moving train, and I just remember I saw the colors of So Odd in my brain, in my mind, as I was playing it, and I just remember instinctively thinking to myself, keep going, just like this. Follow your intuition, follow exactly how you feel it should be. Don't stop to think about how you want it to be or how it could be. Don't curate it. So in a sense, So Odd is a work of abstract art. On top of music itself being an abstract medium, So Odd is a very stream of consciousness abstract production as well, in the sense that the lyrics were not premeditated whatsoever. I just started recording. I pressed record on my phone and I played these two chords back and forth, these two alternating chords, excuse me, and I just sang this story of this very heartbroken person who had been searching for so many things in their life, and not that they never got them to any extent, but that when they died, literally when they died, they were offered them. It's kind of a play on the you only find what you need when you're not looking for it idea. So, once you've died and it's all over, you no longer really need or want the things that you had when you were alive. But when this person in this song passes away, they kind of are seeing their life in this ironic, creating this ironic impression of their life, where suddenly everything that they wanted kind of is presented to them in this beautiful, like, glittering present that comes out of this alien sort of bakery sort of thing. That's really literally the imagery that I was going for. So the person in the song takes this gift, the gift of everything they wanted, but discovers that the gift was just not enough. It's not enough. And how do you measure enoughness when you don't know what it is that you need? How can you say that you don't have enough of something when you don't know what that something is? It's kind of like taking a supplement. You can't say, oh, I'm deficient in this, I'm deficient in that, or I have too much of this in my system, when you don't even know what it is that you have or how much of it that you need. So a lot of being human is knowing that you need something, knowing that things are needed for your mental, emotional, physical well-being, but not always being able to piece together this perfect equation of what exactly it is that factors into that. It can be a very, very difficult and obviously lifelong process trying to figure out what pieces of that puzzle and in what quantities, in what images are being made in this picture of my life, what items, what things, what objects are present in this picture thematically called my life. So we spend all of our lives subconsciously thinking about this. What is the next thing that I need? What do I need? We constantly are having to think of and address our needs instinctively and actively, whether we like it or not, because that's what it means to be alive, to address a need for survival. So the person in the song is deceased and is thinking very ironically, oh, here it is, finally, the thing that I've looked for, that I needed when I was living. Here it is. But I see it and I don't even recognize it. I see it and I don't even really know what it is, or how much of it I even needed, or why I even needed it. Like I have a sense of what it is, and I have a sense of the answers to those questions, but I can't tell you specifically exactly what it is that I need, what was needed. So they kind of take it and see it as a gift and shrug it off and laugh to themselves, because the irony is just so deep and cruel. And I guess maybe some version, some great being bestowed this gift of what you needness onto this person and showed them exactly what it was, and showed them that it was not all that great in a way. Life would have gone on with or without it, and it did, in fact. So it's kind of after that point in the song, when the person in the song realizes that, quote, it wasn't enough, I don't know what of, they kind of, after that point, the present, that present in it kind of just disappears. It vanishes from the story. It's no longer relevant. So incoming, the juxtaposed, but the day I saw you was the same day I knew who would be the one to show me the right way to go. So it's kind of like if we can't answer a question with one answer, we just move on to the next answer. It doesn't matter what the answer is as long as there is one. So if it's not this, it's that. If it's not that, it's this. It's always going to be something. That's kind of thematically what I'm trying to portray here. After seeing everything you ever wanted, whatever it is, presented right in front of you, and realizing that you didn't need it, you start thinking, well, when I needed that thing, I felt a certain way about it. But now, in this quick one single second that I realized that I didn't need it, I think, oh, but there was that other thing that I need, or that other thing that I saw, or that other thing that was a part of me or in my life that could have been better somehow, or wasn't there and could have been, or should have been, or if it had been, then I would have felt this way. So it's not really a song of what ifs and should haves. It's more so a song of it's more so a song of ifs. It's more so a song of ifs, in the sense that the person in the song is saying, well, the day I saw you was the same day I knew. So it's kind of addressing this if of, well, I saw you. So if that is the case, then sort of like that, very conditional. If then, cause and effect. Well, this happened in my life, therefore that. So it's kind of a what and an if, but not a what if. Not a hypothetical what if. More so a this is what is, and therefore if this is what is, then. So it's like an if then, I suppose. So then this next character is introduced into the narrative. There's a person in this song that the narrator of the song has been drawn to or attracted to and feels betrayed by. So the song is very much also about betrayal, emotional betrayal, the betrayal of someone that you loved and who thought loved you. And so it's kind of like linking it back to this everything you ever wanted kind of category of idealization. So, everything we ever want is love or, wealth or happiness. These are things that can be classified as everything we ever want if you really think about it. No one is going to deny that everything they've ever wanted was to be happy, or everything they've ever wanted was to feel fulfilled or feel in some positive way. That is everything we have and will ever want as human beings, because we are sensory creatures and we are mental and emotional intellectual creatures. So there are goals that we have in our minds and ideas that we have in our minds, and there are things that we want. So the person in the song, their love becomes that object that the narrator realizes wasn't even needed in the first place. So it's kind of like the person, the character that is introduced becomes the next thing that wasn't there, or that wasn't this way, but should have been that way, or might have been that way. And so what the person in the song is trying to understand and wrap their head around is, how is it that after all of these factors had added up in a certain order, how is it that they didn't equal what they logically, rationally, and reasonably should have added up to? And they just find that odd. That's really all there is to it. So musically, the song is very, very pretty. I see pink in my head when I play it. So just pink, white, purple kind of flashes in my head. And I loved the idea of making so odd one word. I just loved how that looked. So it kind of has this like bubbly kind of look to it. This kind of bubbly look that reflects the colors and the flashes that I see in my head, the way the S's and the O's interact and the D at the end, the rigidity of some of the capital letter and the lowercase letters, and the just the how that just the valley that creates in that word, so odd. I just love, and I love also that it has and I just thought of this actually, that it has SOS in it. So it's kind of like, save me, so odd, help. There's such a desperation to this song. And again, it was entirely improvised. The whole thing was improvised. The phrasing, the lyrics, the melody, everything improvised. Just on the spot, one take. And I re-recorded it, obviously, for an official version, but the demo was not rehearsed. It was just it's improvised demo. So we have very minimalistic music. I love the presence that minimalism gives to music, because it's kind of, you've got these very distinct panes of color that you're working with. It's kind of like the sun and the moon. There's nothing truly minimalistic about the sun and the moon, but there is, in the sense that there's only two. So very monolithic colors, very monolithic notes, and color schemes in the composition of this song. And just sort of playing around with a very interesting network of notes that I kind of think this song sounds like it should be played on piano, but it's actually all played on guitar in several takes. I've got chords pulsing, I've got chords arpeggiating, and I've got chords strumming. So all of these chords and melodic structures are repeating and interacting, and I wanted it to be very, very, very cyclical, very circular, because that to me is a very satisfying effect. Just orally, it's very satisfying for me. So it wasn't enough. I don't know what up, but the day I saw you was the same day I knew who would be the one to show me the right way to go. I swear I know. So I swear I know. What does that mean? Well, I think that means it represents the certainty of this feeling that I'm addressing. This certainty of, well, all of the pieces fit. Why isn't the outcome as such? So it's just that certainty. I swear I know, that the narrator is emphasizing. I swear I know that this is how it would have or should have or was going to go, but something happened. Just some off chance thing happened, and it's just so odd. It's just odd, like painfully, comically, ironically, cosmic humor, cosmic irony level odd. That type of pain from the betrayal of a loved one just can come about as a phenomenon, a real phenomenon in life. Just wow, it's kind of like emotional alchemy. So that's how I was thinking in the song. I didn't have a theme or anything. I just followed my mind. I followed my emotion. I followed my will. And as a result, not only do the lyrics perfectly convey my feelings, but the phrasing is also perfect for my voice. I think the phrasing and the key, because I'm not trying too hard to fit it into a certain structure, a melodic structure, a pre-planned melodic structure for lyrical melodies. So I just sang straight from my voice, very, very chest voice oriented in the beginning, and we go into the head voice toward the end in the finale, in the what's it called? The finale, I guess. The ending, just the ending of the song. So I see the song being in a couple of movements as well. So there's the guitar solo at the beginning, which I really wanted this thick fuzz box sound because I felt like the fuzz box has this perfect color match for the color scheme in mind for the notes that I'm working with in this song. So just like very thick, and you also don't have to try too hard. It's not a very it is actually very sensitive guitar effect, the fuzz box. But the thing about that is it's so thick that you don't really have to worry about the nuance too much. You can just play and it just comes through very staccatically. So you don't really have to, you don't have to think, oh, like the fret buzz is going to be here, and then the fret noise will be there, and these notes will be quieter, because it's all going to be, well, you get that with electric guitars anyway, kind of. You just get loud, just in general, with electric guitars. So I wanted a very loud guitar solo. The solo itself, also, the solos in the song are improvised. So that's the introduction. And I wanted there to be a guitar solo in this song. Because there are some chord progressions that are just so fun and satisfying to solo improvise over on guitar, and these chords in this song were perfect. They were just so perfectly mystical and dark and deep and gloomy, and I love playing kind of like those mystical minor scales and notes over I just love that tone of music. My soul is much more connected to that type and that tone of music, that sound, than it is to say, like totally bluesy or super happy. I want it to be like kind of like very just dark sound, because I can really truly indulge in the intensity that is just naturally inherent within me when I am playing over a progression like that. So I really wanted it to have those solos. And I was trying to figure out, where can I put these solos? Where should these solos go? Should they go at the beginning? Should they go in the middle? Should there be like a huge, like 5-minute long outro where I just play solo guitar, like this huge epic guitar solo, kind of along the lines of, Pink Floyd, and how the song Shine On You Crazy Diamond kind of starts with this guitar solo, or how Echo starts with this guitar solo, how Pink Floyd would do that sometimes with just the guitar solo, and would just start with that, and then the words would come in or something like that. Very, very progressive rock, mellow progressive rock minded, this song. So I just ended up putting the solos at the very beginning and at the very end, like as bookends. And I wanted the ending also to have kind of more of an openness to it. So once the final chorus is sung, so odd is it not, so odd, we keep going through with the chord progression, so it doesn't land on the end. At the end, the chord progression does not resolve at the end of the verse. We go on for another couple of measures, and then it resolves, during which the solo is building up again and falling down again. And so at the very, very end, we've got this huge feedback note that just kind of, pulses through the end. Well, it doesn't pulse at all. It just strikes straight through the end of the song. And I loved that there. I just followed exactly what I felt, and I took a chance with it, and I was like, okay, there's feedback. I love playing with feedback. So there's feedback. There's a lucky chance, a lucky note, a lucky feedback moment that I can seize and just grab and go for it, and so I just kept it. And I wanted that ending to be as ugly as possible, so I, just that warped the end, kind of like shut down, kind of heart monitor has flatlined sort of effect or feeling. And I wanted that to be kind of a reflection of the emotional state of the person in the song, that they have just become just numb for a time being by the end of that song, and they're just numb. They're just so odd. What can you do? What can you do? Your beloved person has betrayed you, and everything that you thought was true was just a lie. So that's just, that's just how it goes sometimes. So odd. And that's my song.
wasn't enough. I don't know what, but the day I saw you was the same day I knew. The same day I knew. you.